Alrighty, let's see what's going on here. First off, can you hear me okay? That's the big question, right? Give me one more second here to share this. Come on. Wait, what the hell? Alright, never mind. Okay, hi Jay. Hi Jamie. Hi Cassie. Got the truck dropped off at the transmission shop. Said it'll be ready tomorrow. Awesome, bud. 5x5. Okay, so I'm gonna show you this. I want to make sure this is working. So I got a wireless microphone to hook into my phone. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna take you guys outside because I need to make sure this is working. Because if it's not working, then I gotta figure out why. So, okay, we're setting you there. Yep. You know I love you. I'm guessing not. Jamie got her outdoor ring camera. All right, that's a good thing. So you couldn't hear what I said into the microphone. Wait, hold on. Hi, Ruth. So I'm guessing you're just hearing me through the phone then. I don't know why this isn't working, but I'll mess with it later then. So what's everybody been up to? Y'all been having a good day? Staying cool, staying dry, depending where you're at? All right, does that make a difference in the sound? Oh shit, wrong button. Too far. No, didn't hear the mic. All right, I'll mess around with it. Hi, Cora. You got away from Nikki for a couple minutes, huh, Cora? All right, I'll play with this later. Oh my. It's good you didn't hear the mic because I said something bad about Jamie, so. Uh-oh. Brady went after Skittles, huh? Hopefully nothing too horrible there. So, nope. Just been hanging out here, working on some stuff in the house. Working on taking pictures to start getting stuff up on the eBay site for the foundation. And yeah. Busy. Of course, it's life out loud, right? Taking a break. Yeah, TT can be fun, but it can be overwhelming, and you just get sucked into it, and you're on it all day. I got pulled into Darth and Fallen Angel room this morning. And then after that, Wendy's, he pulled me in, and yeah, I was in there for a while. This morning we were talking about life. So, but yeah, no, I'm just happy to be here hanging out with y'all. The two babies that are hurt are sleeping in my bedroom, tucked under a blanket, all nice and comfy right now. Okay, so this isn't, hold on, I'm sorry, this isn't taking and going up and showing. Two sets of those microphones. If you got the same connector, they work on almost everything. Yeah, it's just not. I don't know why it's not working on my phone. My phone's crazy. Brady's just being temperamental. We all have those days, don't we? Or just like, F off, leave me alone. I didn't bring my iPhone out. Dang it. Might be going back to a full-time job in September. Nice. Of course, taking a break from packing. Yeah, I'm sure that gets old after a while too, Cora. Going through and getting stuff figured out and figuring out what you're taking with and what you're going to donate and what you're throwing away and all that happy stuff. Awesome. Hopefully it's a good fit for you, Ruth. I know the last one wasn't a very good fit for you. They were you had some issues there, so hopefully this is a better one. Excuse me. Aye. It's the rain, y'all. Ever since the vet visit, he's been off. Well, that's not good. There we go. Now you can see me in the background. Oh boy. I got a bunch of kittens in here with me, chilling out now. So, but has anybody else seen this attack on Benny Johnson? I saw a video of David Pac-Man Jones, or whatever his name, David Pac-Man, the Democrat weenie guy, attacking. All right, Cora, take care. We'll see you later. But yeah, David Pac-Man was saying that Benny's numbers and for subscribers and videos and stuff doesn't all work out and all this other stuff. That's the not so fun part there, Ruth, is that travel time. What are you doing, buddy? Downtown Toronto. Second interview Monday. Nice. Well, we'll pray for you that it goes well and you get the job. So, yeah, I'm sorry. I think, Jamie, you were watching the movies last night, and my internet, it was the cat's fault. The cats knocked my internet box over and jumped it up, so we had to reset it and all that stuff today. Yeah, I saw he's getting sued. I don't know, whatever. There's so many people who used Trump to get their popularity and get clout. And I don't know, it just seems weird how some things work out, you know? Yeah, I remember the the quartering is the video you shared about the Benny thing. So I don't know. I haven't really been spending a whole lot of time on YouTube. I'm burnt out on all the drama between all the people on there, you know. It started back with that whole thing with Crowder and the Daily Wire. That kicked off my fatigue, we'll put it that way, with conservative drama space, and I've just kind of been writing off different creators as they buy into the drama and start talking about it all the time and just start making more clickbait shit videos, and you sit there and watch it and it's just stupid stuff. Yeah, I just got fed up with it, you know. What are you doing up there, Chester? You little weirdo. Chester went up to the upstairs. Hi, Chester. Yeah, I get it, Jay. It's just the nature of the beast. You know, you got to keep your people hooked and keep them coming in. So you have to buy into the latest stuff, or you have to find somebody's coattails to ride in on. And I refuse to do all that bullshit. We're here. If you like what we do, great. If you don't, well, great again. I'm not worried about it. You know, I like our group. We have a tight knit group. Where said I used to watch all that too, then had to get away from it. I didn't want to go that route with my channel either. Yeah, I want this to be a fun place to hang out and you know, I don't have beef with anybody, and if I do, I'm not going to air it out on here. That's between me and them. I'm not going to try and tell you guys, oh, you shouldn't watch this person because this, and this. You're smart enough to go and watch it and see how you and make your own decisions. Um, Now, if you ask me about a certain person, I'll give you my opinion. Um, but I'm never going to tell you you shouldn't watch somebody unless they're really horrible. Nick Fuentes, complete piece of garbage. Yep, and they're the ones that get the most views. It's sad, but drama sells. It does. Unfortunately, ever since the '90s when Jerry Springer came out and started that stupid shit on TV, all these kids grew up watching that reality TV stuff, and now they think that's real life, so now they act it out. And I think it's a shame because it's ruining society in a lot of ways. Uh-oh, Jamie's getting sick. Jay says then they changed the rules to make creators work harder to be more competitive. I think the only thing that they really changed, Jay, was that they don't want you reusing the same content in different videos, and they're really going after all these strictly AI creators, the ones that do all the AI stuff. The ones that pulled the Brian Stelter from CNN. No, don't go watch the news. We'll tell you the news. Remember that stupid shit? Baldy. But no, I'll get my own information and make my own decisions and choices from that. I'm not going to listen to. I mean, I'll listen to other people's opinions sometimes if I think they're knowledgeable. Um, but it's just, it's crazy. It's what it is. Nice dismount, buddy. You didn't land on your head. Yeah, Jamie. Jamie says a lot of people do. They just change ever so slightly. No, it's not. And the thing is, a lot of those channels, they make so much money that they pay professional people to mix their videos and make their thumbnails and all that stuff. So I mean, it costs them quite a bit of money to run their channel, um, to keep it the way it is. Yeah, yeah, Jay, I see that. Yeah, but I don't think they have a problem with AI inherently. I think the problem is they want some kind of creativity put in. They don't want you just typing a bunch of stuff into an AI generator and popping out an hour-long video that just repeats itself over and over again. I've run into that stuff too. That's crazy to me. It tells you, oh, we're going to tell you about this thing, and you're watching it, and it tells you the same thing like 10 times, and it still hasn't gotten to the point where to the thing that you're trying to see. And at that point, I'm like, I'm done. Get up here. Get up here, my boy. Yes, hi. I got a Casper, aka Stubby. Here's my Stubby. Yeah, hi, buddy. So, I mean, to each their own. Again, like I said, I enjoy getting on here and having conversations with you guys and gals and just having fun. That's what I'm doing it for. And it gets, hopefully it gets your mind off of things for a little bit for the most part. So if we don't end up getting thousands of followers and all that, well, then we don't do it. It's not hurting my feelings any. You know, I'm just trying to reach out to as many people as possible to, spread the message of the foundation and, you know, try and get more support for there and keep that growing. Versus, or all lies, untruths about a celebrity or someone else. Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of that celebrity gossip crap on there too. That just, you go on to see something happen just because you don't believe it actually happened, and then you find out that, hey, it really didn't happen the way it says it did, and it doesn't show you any video that actually proves that it happened. It's just rolling through like an interview, and they're talking over it, trying to make you believe that something happened. But no, I've been doing a lot of networking, meeting some great people. So I'm looking forward to the stuff that we're going to get done. I do have some things coming in here soon. So keep an eye out for that. I will be making a post on Discord first about it. And then we'll go from there. But I think you all will like it. You gonna get down, buddy? Okay. Stubby got down. So, I mean, it's sad that you have to be so discerning on YouTube. It used to be you go to the learning channel and they were actually teaching you stuff like math or how to use conjunctions in literature and, stuff that was actual good stuff to learn. And then Ted Turner gets a hold of it and poof, it's all Honey Boo Boo and My Name is Jazz and all this other crazy bullshit that I really don't want to watch. I'd rather watch good shows like Gilligan's Island or Gomer Pyle or, stuff like that. Bring back good television. Stuff that had a good message at the end of it. All right. I don't think my chat's working right or something. We're going to go get my iPhone so I can follow the chat on there. I got to be careful. I don't have my case on this thing, so if I drop it, it's going to break. And yeah, we don't want that to happen. Yeah. Yeah, some like that was actually a decent show, though. It was actually them helping people to make their lives better, right? Whereas here comes Honey Boo Boo following an overweight kid. I gotta turn my camera off for a second. But following an overweight kid whose mom's pushing her in child beauty pageants, that just doesn't. No, why would I want to watch that stuff? Or toddlers and tiaras? What kind of pedo stuff is that? It just doesn't make sense to me. And maybe I'm weird. The baby's still sleeping. Yeah, the baby is still sleeping. Y'all want to see the babies? Where the heck are they? There's one. There's Midnight. He's not feeling good. What the heck? Alright, that didn't work. Yeah, I turned it off for a second, Jay. I gotta try and get out of here without killing myself. Alrighty, here we go. Yeah, my chat's all messed up. It's not going up like it's supposed to. So I'm gonna take and that's why I came in to get the iPhone so I can I can open YouTube and watch it on there. And what, baby girl? Boo's talking to me. You want your babies, huh? Boo wants her bubbies. Gotta make sure my volume's all the way down here. All right, there we go. Now I can see the chat, and I can keep an eye on this here, and I'll. Yeah, bud. You wanna have some kind of way of tracking that payment, so that way he can't pull any kind of crap of, oh, you didn't pay us type thing. Sadly, I've been through that before as well. Some people suck, bud. It sucks. It's a sad world. There we go. All right. Well, hi. Bruce says, I went to my mother's to help my sister and brother clean out some of my dad's souvenir business stuff. A lot of Canadian souvenirs, but mixed in were flags, mostly Canada flags, but also a few US flags and a UK flag. Nice. That's cool. All they see is your tail. That's all they see of you is your tail. They don't want to see your butthole either. Come here, turn. Come here and turn around. Yes, there. Valkyrie wanted to say hi. Hi. Oh my. But no, I've been working on a couple of projects, so hopefully you'll enjoy them once they're finished and we can get them out there. Now you can use them for your channel. Yes, that's cool. Oh my. Yeah, I'll tell you what, Jay, when I had the Jimmy, when they picked the Jimmy up, I wish I would have had, I wish I would have videoed him driving the Jimmy up onto the roll-off to prove to them that they blew the motor in my mom's truck and wasted my $1,500. So, but such is life. Did you honestly just eat that fly? Ew, get away from me now. I'm not kissing you no more. I am not kissing you after you ate a fly. You little weirdo. Ah, these cats are crazy. So what else is going on with y'all? 3x5s. If you have to, you could always, tuck part of it, I guess, with certain flags. I don't know. Uh, but, excuse me. Yeah, definitely, Jay. If they have a problem with you paying with a check, then there's definitely something to worry about. That kind of makes you think they're kind of shady. Did any of you get any storms? Jay says it might be mortal if they screw me. We're gonna hear about Oklahoma man goes nuts in transmission shop. Jamie's making some rice. Nice. I like rice. Now you already put the puppies to bed? No, that was my hair, sir. Oh my. Let me see what I can find here to talk about. It almost sounded like a siren for a second. Right, Jay? Then see what they say. Oh my. But no, we were talking some work stuff earlier today, and we were talking about stupid people, stupid coworkers. And you always have at least one coworker that just has no idea what they're doing, right? They do all the stupidest stuff, and they either end up getting themselves hurt or they hurt themselves. You were late to your VA rehab, vocational rehab appointment. Oh wow! Whoops! It happens. We all get things mixed up from time to time. So when I worked up at the waste plant, getting rid of industrial waste, we had to put it through a shredder, mix it up with stuff. And then we put it in roll-off boxes, and they either took it to the incinerator or they took it to the dump. Well, this little butthead would wait until we're ready to drop stuff into our shredder. And right as we start backing up and the skid drops into the shredder and starts shredding stuff up and shit's flying everywhere out of the shredder, he would walk behind your forklift so you couldn't move. So if it's liquid stuff, you're getting covered with this liquid, whatever is in them barrels. And oh my, it used to make me so freaking mad. Well, one day, I'm in the truck, the roll-off truck, getting ready to pick up a box from inside the building to take out and stage to go out to where it's going. And I'm hooked up, I'm getting ready to pull, and as I'm starting to pull, I check my mirrors. I always check my mirrors because you never know what's going to happen. And I'm glad I double checked my mirrors because as I'm starting to pull, I see this idiot walk between my truck and the roll-off box as I'm pulling. Now you got to understand, okay, when you are dealing with that roll-off box in that truck, if I had not seen him and I continued to pull, I would have ripped him in half. So I get out of the truck, I go around, and I mean, I'm screaming at this dude. I'm like, why are you such an effing idiot? Right? So now my boss comes out and starts yelling at me because I'm yelling at him until I explain what happened, and then he starts yelling at him and tells him to get his shit and get out because he's done. They had enough of him. But that's not the best part. The best part is about a month and a half later, I'm picking my dad up at M&M Mars from work, and this guy's working at M&M Mars. I told my dad, I said, you need to watch him. He's stupid. So, but yeah, I mean, when you're working with people, you have to pay attention to everything that they're doing and make sure that they're keeping you safe as well as themselves. So, do you have any funny work stories or any crazy work stories? Hmm. Can you hear me? Not that I can think of at the top of my head. Okay, so here's a fun one for you. What's your favorite Jolly Rancher candy? What's your favorite Jolly Rancher candy? Jamie's is blue raspberry. Watermelon or cherry for Ruth. Jay, do you have a favorite? And Cassie, do you have a favorite Jolly Rancher flavor? Green apple. Yep, that's mine too, bud. Green apple. Cassie says one of our drivers got fired for slamming the brakes on with all the little kids. Whew. Daggum. That's not good. But so here's a funny story about the Jolly Rancher thing, right? Now, normally when you work in a waste plant, it does not smell good. Somebody's trying to call me. I don't know that number, so I'm not going to answer that. They can leave a message. Yeah, Jamie says green apple is good too. Yeah. When you work in a waste plant, it usually smells really horrible. I'm not gonna lie. You get a lot of chemicals and stuff like that, and it's just if you always are hoping that your day goes fast. Can you hear me now? We're back. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, somebody tried to call me. So, um, but one day we used to get this stuff from New Jersey. It was a fragrance place, and they would send us their almost empty drums, and we would just shred the drums and stuff. And it wasn't you, right? And most of the time it was just nasty perfume smells. It smelled like a French. It starts with a W. But so one night, all the stuff that they sent us mixed perfectly, and it smelled like a green apple Jolly Rancher in the shop for the entire night. Yep, definitely, bud. I'll get you some Jolly Ranchers. You all want some Jolly Ranchers? Do you want the Jolly Rancher gummies? I can get you them too. Let me know. We'll talk about it. But yeah, that was one of my favorite days at work when it just worked out perfectly that it smelled like a water or not watermelon, but a green apple Jolly Rancher all afternoon. Okay. Yeah, they're made by M&M Mars. I don't know if you know that or not. So my dad gets them at the company store. I'll make them up a list. You can get packs of Lifesavers, right? For 10 cents a pack. Jay said, screw the gummies. I want the original crack. Bruce said she hasn't had any for a while, in a long time. Well, we'll have to see about getting you some, maybe. I'll see what I can do. But, yeah, no, I've had some, we've had some stuff that caught fire because it was mixed with the wrong stuff. And yeah, I got to play fireman for the day. Jamie says, exactly, Jay. I want the crack. But, yeah, it was crazy working up there. I've been eating a lot of sour Skittles lately. Nice. You want spicy stuff? I think the spiciest they have in there would be cinnamon. Some kind of cinnamon gum or something. Figured I better get my petroleum-based dyes while I can. It's funny. It's sad, but funny. Richard likes the sour candy. Oh, that reminds me. Let me make sure I get this right because I don't want to say the wrong thing here. Hold on. Palmer Candy Company. All right. So any candy sold by Palmer Candies, you need to be careful because they have a salmonella outbreak. So they're recalling all of their candies. No, happy anniversary, Ruth. We'll have to do something special for you guys. But yeah, I mean, just be careful and make sure that you're paying attention to what candies you're buying right now because that is a scary thing. I posted a link to a video about it. A lot of gummies, like gummy worms and stuff like that, are made by them. Jay says his taste buds have PTSD by now. They go through the ringer. Oh my. That's awesome, Ruth. Glad to hear it. Yep. Glad to hear he's all healed up and ripping and raring to go now. But oh my. What else is going on? Anything fun and exciting? Need to remember to eat. Haven't been good at that today. Well, I can send you some text messages and say, hey, eat something. Today is one of my fasting days, so I don't eat today. Jay says I feel blessed today, even though I'm paying $4,000 for a transmission. I was able to have the means to fix it. Who else feels blessed looking back? Hi, Dave. Yep, I'm blessed every day, bud. Um, you know, look what I get to do every day. I get to hop on here, hang out with you guys for a little bit. We hang out on Discord, and yeah. So, how you doing, Dave? Hopefully you're doing good and having a good afternoon. Not working too hard. Dave had put in the prayer request room. Apparently, one of his neighbors has passed away. So please keep them in your prayers. So we're very saddened to hear about that, Dave. Excuse me again. Dang it. 100 degrees there. Holy crap. Bruce said jobs just fell in my lap this week that I wasn't planning on. Everything's looking up. Glad to hear that, Ruth. Yeah. Passed away yesterday. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, David. It's sad, but to hear. Never easy. It's never easy losing somebody. So, is there anything in particular you guys are wanting to watch tonight? Dave says I lied. It's 97. Well, dang you, Dave. It's still hot. Yeah, Jamie. That's still warm. Oh, my. Dave says not much difference between 97 and 100 on my skin thermostat. Yeah, Yeah, I don't think you're really going to notice that big of a difference between that 3 degrees there, bud. So I've been having some good conversation with a lot of veterans. Some of which are still very hesitant to talk about the things that happened to them. Now let me preface that by saying I'm not pushing anybody for any information, right? You know, it's like I said this morning when we were in a conversation. I said, you know, I'm just here to talk and listen, and if I earn your trust, you'll come to me and you'll talk when you're ready, right? Bruce says, I was watching one YouTuber from Arizona, showed it was 120 there. Yeah. They were staying over in China. It was really up there in temperature. They were melting people's shoes and stuff. Dave said, wow, that's Iraq temperature temps. Yeah. Yeah, I still, you know, can't imagine having to be over in those temperatures with, you know, full gear on and all that stuff like you guys did, Dave and Jay. That would, I can't even imagine how many pounds you probably lost in one day just sweating over there. Battle rattle. Yeah. So we got on a conversation about thanking veterans for their service today. And there was a mom of a Marine in there, and she said that her son really has a problem. He's really uncomfortable when people thank him for his service. Um, you know, he told her, he said, I just did my job. To which I countered and I said, hey, I said, I get that they're just doing their job. I said, but at the same token, you know, all of you who join sign on that dotted line up to and including your life, or, you know, and that's a huge sacrifice. The amount of time that you spend away from your family, um, just so I think it warrants saying thank you. Jay said taking off our gear at night and having our salt patches on our uniform from sweat. Never seen anything like it since. Yeah, I can't. That would be crazy, Jay. You became your own salt machine. Jamie says we did our job. That's what we do. Yeah, no, I get it. I do. Um, it's just we want you guys to know how much we appreciate what you did. That's all. I did not know. Jamie says, I'm grateful you all are thankful. I wish our Vietnam buddies got the same. Yeah, they get the same from me. But I get what you're saying. When they came home, they, a lot of them were treated like total, complete crap. And that's a era of our history that wasn't, another one notched up to not a good thing. But Jay could salt his dinner with the salt from his blouse. I'm sure. Yeah, I've seen the videos, Jamie, and I've heard stories from Vietnam veterans when they came home, and people called them baby killers, and like you said, spit on them and cussed at them, and that's not right. They they were just doing their job like you guys were doing your job, right? Bruce says going through my parents' garage was a real trip this week too. Found stuff in there from our childhood, more than 40 years of memories. Wish I had filmed it like a storage unit. That would have been cool, Ruth. So over on TikTok, some of the veterans over there. Dang it, I got something in my throat. Sorry about that. Hopefully that takes care of it. Okay, let's try this again. Over on TikTok, some of the veterans over there, they do these veteran buddy battles. And a battle over there is whoever gets the most gifts and stuff gets points, and whoever has the most points at the end of a match wins. And so all of the gifts that are given are accumulated, cashed out, and then they donate it to a veteran or a foundation. So I actually take part in that with them. And we're actually on their list for donations. So Dave says, I still wear my boonie cap. It's seen better days, but still good. I had 8, but only wore 1. Bruce says, I should have. I brought home a lot of stuff, including pictures from a Toronto zoo trip that I must have been 8 years old in. Wow. Those are good memories, Ruth. It's always sad when you have to do a clean out with your parents, but a lot of times it's also really rewarding because you go through the stuff and you remember all the great memories that you had. So if you're on TikTok, add me and I will I'll send you an invite to the veteran battles on Friday afternoon. You come hang out and see what it's all about if you want to. You get to meet some good veterans. The one veteran that I've become friends with over there is he was an Apache chief based out of Kuwait. He's a good guy. He lives down in Arkansas. Bruce says next time will be the basement. There's a lot of old stuff in there too. Yeah, I would set up a camera and document everything, Ruth. So, but yeah, I mean, so I get a lot of this people over there saying about how I'm such a good guy and all this stuff for what I do. And I'm just trying, to get them to understand that, I'm just doing it because of my friends, honestly, because of you guys. Um, yeah. I think this cat just farted. I'll eventually get around to sharing some of the stuff on my channel. Sounds good. But, I don't want a lot of credit for what we're doing. We're just doing stuff. We're trying to give back to you all for what you did. You guys are the ones that deserve the credit, not me. Has anybody been paying attention to the stuff over in China lately? I think we're about to see another Tiananmen Square episode. We'll see what happens though. The Chinese people are starting to rise up and revolt against the CCP, which I think is a good thing. Well, hi. I saw where Putin and Trump are supposed to be meeting in Alaska. That's, being touted as a once in a lifetime meeting. So we'll see what comes out of that. All right, Ruth, be safe. We'll talk to you later. We'll see if you make it back before we're done. Tell Richard we said hi and we're glad he's doing good. But yeah, I mean, I'm thinking here how I want to put this because I don't want to upset anybody. But and I don't put a price tag on any of this. I'm volunteering my time because I want to volunteer my time because I enjoy what I do. Okay, so I don't want anybody thinking I'm complaining because I'm not. But I've been figuring out the amount of hours that I'm working for the foundation and doing this and doing TikTok and all that stuff. And yeah, I'm putting in well over 100 hours a week between everything. But I enjoy doing it, so it doesn't feel like I'm actually doing anything. You know what I mean? I enjoy doing things that hopefully are making your lives a little bit better. That's the whole point of what we do. So I talked to the veteran that I helped move last week on Wednesday, and he said to tell you all thank you very much. He is really enjoying his pans and dishes and silverware and stuff. So he wanted me to tell you that. So, again, without you guys, we wouldn't be able to do any of this stuff. So thank you guys and gals for what you do. We appreciate all of it. Oh my. Is there anything you guys have in mind that you want to watch tonight on Discord? I can put on some In the Heat of the Night if you like that TV show. Oops. I'm sorry, baby. I didn't mean to get your foot. Oh boy. You're fine with anything? All right, I'll put on Debbie Does Dallas. How's that sound? Just kidding. Do not look that up if you don't know what it is. It's bad. I shouldn't have said it. Sorry. I just thought it was funny. I might get Jay in there watching though. Last night they watched Spaceballs. I know it was Tyler, TNT was in there, Jamie, and who was the fourth person? I forget who the fourth person was that was in the Discord with you watching the movie. But you seem to enjoy it. Little girl, you got stuff all through your tail that I've got to dig out later. So I'm trying to get more and more vets onto the Discord. I'm trying to grow the community a little bit, but I want to grow it slowly. And I want to actually get to know the people when they come on, get to know them better, and get them integrated into the family before I don't want to grow too fast. When you grow too fast, you lose that personal connection, you know? And I don't want to do that. But I know what I need to do. I need to check the weather for tomorrow night. Make sure it's going to be nice for our fireside chat. Friday. All right. We'll start probably about 7-ish. So tomorrow at 7 p.m. it's going to be 82 degrees. Oh, they're calling for rain tomorrow night? Maybe? There's a possible chance of rain tomorrow night, but hopefully it'll wait till after we're done. Hi, Tammy. How are you? Oh, you're still in your Game of Thrones marathon? That's going to take you a couple weeks to get through that, bud. There's a lot of episodes of Game of Thrones. But, yeah, no, it's all good. I mean, if you want to hop on and play some of your episodes of Game of Thrones in the Discord with everybody, you're welcome to do that, too. Well, there we go. I got one of the nasty things out of your tail. Yay. How are you doing, Tammy? Hopefully you're feeling better. Can't play episodes without doing the whole show. It wouldn't be right. Well, how far into it are you? And they can go and catch up quick. Now, I get what you're saying, bud. But, no, I enjoy... I'm glad that people enjoy hanging out and watching stuff together in the movie room. That's what the whole thing is about. You are? Thank you. How am I? I'm doing okay. I'm here, having fun. And I hear a big bee flying around at my head. Yay. So, did you have storms out there today, Tammy? But tomorrow looks pretty good for tomorrow night for the fireside chat. We should be okay. It's fine. Yeah, I was just carrying on with you, bud. Yeah, we watched a lot of it when it first came out, and it was pretty good. All right, Jamie, have a good night. We'll talk to you later. Yeah, I'm probably not going to stay on for the full 2 hours tonight. I have to go make supper. But yeah, I'm still working on trying to get the framework together for us becoming a national brand. That's something I'm still going to push for. I really want to get that worked out, but it's going to take some time to get it done. I just have to be patient. That's all. Um, but yeah, we'll get it done. What am I making for dinner? Mom pulled some steaks out of the freezer, so I'm going to throw them on the grill and cook them and grill them. Nothing too spectacular, but it should turn out pretty good. Yeah, it should be. I haven't decided if I'm going to make tater tots with it or baked potatoes. I'll probably go with baked potatoes. What do you guys think? Baked potatoes or tater tots? Oh my. Jay. Jay says I didn't make any dinner plans and it's 4:20. Oh snap! It's 4:20. Be right back. There you go, Dave. Are you going to join him? So apparently, the left is trying to push this lie that MAGA is mad at Trump because he's talking about reclassifying weed. Tammy says she's on her way. Baked potatoes. All right. But I'm sitting here thinking, I don't really know anybody who's going to be upset by that. Is anybody in our chat upset by that? That they're going to reclassify it instead of it being a class 1, which makes it as dangerous as like heroin and oxy and all that. They're going to classify it as a class 3. Does that upset any of you? Because I'm pretty sure it doesn't. Jay says, oh yeah, I want to hear about this reclassification. Let me get an article up, Jay. That way I get it right. Okay, bud? I don't want to get it wrong. Says here, Trump administration eyeing federal marijuana reclassification. If it ever opens here. All right, well, I'm reading this. I'm going to have to pull the chat up on here. Are you going to open today, sir? Here, baby. Says Trump administration eyeing federal marijuana reclassification change could impact Ohio cannabis market research. The Trump administration says it would consider reclassifying marijuana on the federal level. Marijuana is classified as a Schedule 1 substance, putting it on par legally with heroin, LSD, quaaludes, ecstasy, and other substances. Although recreational cannabis sales started more than a year ago in Ohio, the federal reclassification of marijuana would open pathways for dispensaries to access some banking services and tax benefits, as well as lift some barriers towards medical cannabis research. But reclassifying marijuana would not make it nationally legal for recreational use by adults. It would instead change the way marijuana is regulated and taxed. Well, that kind of sucks, doesn't it? Yeah, no, I just answered that when you put that up there, Jay. No, it does not legalize it for recreational use. That's bullshit. Now you should be upset, right? Would consider, yeah, I know what that means. It means it's going to sit in a pile of paperwork with the rest of the paperwork that they don't want to really push, but they want to talk about, right? So, but they just said that to get people talking. Nothing will change. It's all theater. Well, yeah, I kind of agree with you there, bud. Oh, my. All right, y'all. I think we're going to go ahead and wrap up for the night. I'm going to go and get supper made. If you want, we can jump on to, you guys can jump into the voice and video chat in the chill spot and talk with each other if you want. Or I can find something to put on a while so you guys can watch something if you want. But yeah, Mom's going to want supper soon, so I got to go make it. But I appreciate y'all hanging out. Hopefully you had a good time. Yeah. Remember, we love you and we want you to stay safe. Jay's going to microwave something tonight. Yeah, there's some nights that just works out better, right, bud? Especially if it's just you by yourself eating. Yeah, I get it. So, but alrighty. I'm planning on doing a show tomorrow as long as everything goes okay. So, yeah, I will see you at 7 a.m. tomorrow morning, hopefully, as long as it's, Jay says take care, prayers, yeah, pray for each other, pray for our countries, and, you know, hopefully they start making good decisions and that help us, the people, instead of them, the government. So, but all right. Love you guys. We'll talk to you all soon. Be safe. Have a great night. Peace. We're out, y'all.